Welcome to the OGSoG podcast. If you're watching here on YouTube, you are only seeing a part of the show. Over at Patreon, we have the full episode, full uncut episode for patrons, any tier. So do be sure to check that out. There's a link in the description. If you are watching this on Patreon, then thank you for your support. And
you said doobie.
Huh?
You said doobie.
Doobie. And today we're doing something a little different. Usually we all send in...
Forgot Spotify.
Oh, what did I say first? And if you're listening...
Patreon.
You got...
If you're
Spotify,
listening...
You can also listen to the whole thing on Spotify. Go!
You can also listen to the whole thing on Spotify, full and uncut.
Next category.
Most underrated game. I'll go first.
Easy.
Yeah.
I'll go for it.
Totally accurate Battleground.
Don't you dare.
The best.
Don't you dare.
The best Battle Royale game ever made. And it's dead. And it didn't get the love it deserved. It should be number one on Twitch.
Wait, is it dead for sure?
It's not dead. It just, the last time I played it, it took really long to get into a game.
Yeah,
there's got a
I
user
bet you
base
there's
of 4.
Yeah, I bet you there's still people playing. Yeah, the servers are still up, so it's not dead, but it's just not enough people are playing it. It should be number one at Twitch. It's hilarious. The physics are wonky. It's fun. It's an actual fun battle royale game with ridiculous weapons, and you could samurai sword people or shoot them with missiles. It's great. It's a good game, and it doesn't get the love it deserves. And I guess this could have also been for a game I like, but everyone else hates. But yeah, it just didn't get the love it deserved.
I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I like turning my gun sideways and doing the beatboxing.
Yeah, it's a fun game. It should be beating Fortnite right now, and the fact that it's not is a travesty.
I can agree with that. Yeah.
It's a travesty. But anyway, someone else go.
I'm gonna go a little further back in time. I think 2009. I don't think it was 2010. People hated on this game because it was too much like God of War, but Dante's Inferno did not get enough love. I think there was supposed to be a sequel, but because the sentiment was negative, we never got it. The art style was phenomenal. The combat was very similar to God of War at the time, but that's not a bad thing. When something's done well, you want to see more of that. You can choose if you wanted to have like heaven powers or hell powers, or I'm sorry, holy powers or demonic powers. Your weapon was a giant bone scythe, which was dope. It was cooler.
Yeah, which
God
you
of War.
Stole from Death.
Yeah, from actual
the
death.
first boss is Death, and you steal his scythe. It's so cool.
That is pretty cool. It makes me want to play it. Steal Death's Scythe. I haven't played it.
It's honestly, it's just as good as God of War, and I would go as far as to say until the end of the game, the aesthetic and ambiance is cooler than God of War. My underrated game is For Honor. That game came out and it had some initial success, but a lot of people dropped it, and it's just sad because the development side, the team continued to put so much care into the game, and now I really believe that if the game released in its current state and no one had played it before, that it would be wildly successful, but a lot of people kind of gave up on it after the initial release because there were a lot of problems. But yeah, that game is super underrated. I think it's definitely the best melee combat game out there right now. And I wouldn't necessarily call it a fighting game, but it's got fighting game elements for sure, and it's it's just really good.
Mine was Infamous Second Son. I don't know if it got a lot of love actually when it came out, but I just know that there isn't too much that happened afterwards. I loved Infamous. You got a bunch of different cool powers, and
that was a great game that just kind of fell under the radar.
Yeah. What I liked about it is that depending on if you go white hat or black hat, meaning evil or good, the people around you would cheer or jeer. And I realized very quickly that when people were booing me around the city, I'm like, oh, I can't take this. I don't like that at all. So it made me go towards doing good things within the game. But yeah, I didn't hear about any follow-ups after that game, so I don't know if it did very well. But it's made by the same people who did Spider-Man, isn't it?
Yeah. Chris,
I forget.
Is it? I don't know. It might be.
Wait, no, it was Insomniac that did Spider-Man.
No, I thought the people that did Spider-Man, the devs anyway, I thought they made, what was it called? That release game for Xbox.
Hold on, let me look it up.
Sunset Overdrive.
That's another underrated good pick. Sucker Punch is who made Infamous. So they made Ghost of Tsushima.
There you go.
That's
Ghost of Tsushima.
There you go.
Ghost of Sushi Mom.
Okay.
Hungry.
We got like 10 minutes to get through the last
Okay.
3.
Well, we can finish this column and then lightning round these. If we go a little over an hour, it's fine. We still have time before you have your thing. Not a lot of time, but
Most overrated game.
overrated for me goes to Overwatch.
Dude, that's a really
and I'm
good
almost
answer.
like-
That's a really good answer.
I'm almost happy to see like the Overwatch 2 community kind of like falling apart right now because of how
Jesus.
busted it is.
I like the original Overwatch. I don't like the company, but yeah.
I'm just mad
I just think the game was
because we could all be
overrated.
playing Lawbreakers, and instead we have this game.
Yeah.
It's
So,
also the way that they like set up their esports team, like straight out of the gate with Overwatch. They're like, and now we have an esports team, and we have an esports league.
Yeah.
And these are all the teams, and they disperse them all throughout the country. And it's like it was done so poorly, and like people were not invested in the game enough to go see esports teams.
I think
yet.
if they would have like gone slow with it, because again, I don't think it's a bad game. I just think that it's an overrated game.
It's
I
just
think
not a
that
good
it's-
esports game. Like
It's too
Like,
fast. It's too much.
It's not
happening.
even like it's just a 2 death balls running into each other. What I always
Yeah.
equated it to was like the cartoon like Dust Cloud where the limbs are just flying out all over
Yeah.
the place. And
Yeah.
then like it settles and one team happened to have won the fight. It always boils down to who has their ultimates and coordinates them at the right time. So the rest of the gameplay basically doesn't matter. It's not a compelling shooter at all. Like I don't find it good.
Yeah. Fair enough. Okay, so Hinky, what's your most overrated game?
Man,
Also
Joven-
Overwatch? Yeah.
Yeah, Joven said Overwatch, and I was like, man, that I'm about to piss off. I'm about to piss off Joven. Mass Effect 2.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so what you're saying is that it's not that it's bad, it's just overrated.
Yeah, and I didn't have a bad time playing it. I just like maybe it was overhyped to me at the time. I did a lot of mining, and that wasn't interesting. I thought it was funny that I just thought it was funny that there's like this like impending doom coming for the universe, and it's like, all right, but who am I gonna fuck though? It's like I better go do this loyalty mission so I can fuck. That's like the whole game.
I'll give you that.
No, I do think it's fun. But yeah, I thought it was I think maybe it was just overhyped for me at the time that I played it. But I didn't even give it a small chance. I played it for like 20 hours, and I was like, I don't need to finish.
Keep it going.
Yeah, I'll go. Fortnite.
Yeah.
Oh, boo! That's not a good
overrated.
answer at all.
It's an alright
it's
game.
Not.
It's fine. It shouldn't be the biggest game in the world forever.
That's,
Yeah, I
that's
It's
agree with
true.
fine.
that.
It's
That's
fine every
true.
now and then. If you
Come
have,
on.
I would
if you
agree.
have a group of friends and you're playing no build mode, it's fine. You know,
It
if
is
they have
a
a good,
generic-
if they have
They
a
are pumping
event
it
going
with
on.
new content every single
No,
month.
but it's not new content. It's just skins. And
You have,
stuff.
yeah, and the skins
No,
don't.
there's different. There's different
Which is-
modes. There's custom modes.
Also, the skins
Come
can be dumb.
on.
Watching Thor run around with a gun is.
Yeah.
What?
No, it's someone dressed up as Thor with a gun.
Thor cosplay. Okay. Anyway, it's overrated. It's an overrated game. It's an okay game that is sometimes fun with friends that people took way too far and made the biggest game in the world forever. And it just keeps going, and it shouldn't be what as big as it is. And there, I said it. Come at me in the comments.
All right, this is the answer that might piss off some people too. I think Elden Ring was overhyped, and then not
okay.
a single peep about it anymore. No one talks
can
about
kinda-
it.
It has its community. It has its community.
It does have its community, and I can kind of agree. It got 10 out of 10s everywhere, and I got a bunch of flack for being like, this game is not 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I didn't play it myself, but I watched Pete play. I think he dumped like 100 hours into it within like a month. And so I was watching him play while I was playing like Witcher or something. But I'm like, this looks like a lot of other games. The game mechanics are like out of this world, phenomenal, brand new.
Well, it's just Dark Souls.
Yeah, so I'm like, what was all the hype about? And then I wasn't compelled by the story that I was hearing either. So
You're maidenless. You got to get yourself a maiden.
Maidenless, yeah. Best voice acting.
Well, I mean, we said we weren't going to repeat, but The Last of Us is definitely-
Last of Us, I think is definitely up there. Last of Us 2, I think goes even harder. So I think those two great answers.
Yeah, I have to repeat as well because mine's Portal 2. But let's go with my honorable mention instead. How about Metal Gear Solid? Snake. David Hayter.
Really? That's best?
Yeah.
That's best?
Huh?
That's best?
Yeah. It's iconic, man.
I think I'm gonna go with Ghost of Tsushima. Going through the entire game with the Japanese cast and listening to it that way was like really, really awesome for me.
That's neat.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's super cool that they did that.
Nice. Okay, worst voice acting.
Oh man, there's so many good answers that Donkey has done.
I'm gonna
Donkey's.
go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Zero Wing. This is
that?
all your base are belong to us game.
Oh,
Somebody
Yeah,
set
when
a bust a
translation-
bomb. Main screen turn on. It's you. How are you, gentlemen? All your base are belong to us. You have a chance to survive. Make your time. I don't know. I didn't really have a good answer, so that was the first thing I thought of.
But the fact that you were able to go through all that was really impressive.
It just goes to the meme is like I just remembered and there were like people made songs out of it.
Yeah. All your
it's
base
so good.
are belong to us. Base.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
I think worst voice acting, which sucks because some of this wasn't just voice acting, but it was live action as well, was the first Resident Evil game.
Yeah.
Okay,
You, the
yeah.
master of unlocking.
Why'd
yeah.
he bite me? Is that the
Yeah. Why did it bite me? Or just the girl screaming in the opening cinematic, which like, Jason!
Yeah,
horrible.
Yeah, that's a pretty good answer.
I know that I'm taking this answer from a YouTube video that I watched about it and somebody like kind of doing like a deep dive on it, but my answer is NBA 2K, I think 22 is what it is. They
really?
basically have a bunch of like basketball, like professional actual basketball players like playing themselves, and the dialogue is so bad. Like it's like they needed voiceover coaching or something, because it just sounds like if we were to just like comically do voiceover with no emotions whatsoever, that's what it sounds like. There's like highlight reels of it. So anyone who's listening to this who wants a quick little laugh, NBA 2K22, go look for the compilations.
All right. Yeah, mine was also the first Resident Evil. I feel like there's so many games I've played though where, because I play those some of those dumb indie games, and I feel like this is just the devs voicing the game, and it's super obvious that's what's happening. I should go through my Steam library because I'm sure there's something in there that'll trigger a memory, but right now I don't know.
Obviously, the game with the worst voice acting, maybe the best voice acting, I think we can all agree, is
No, don't you dare say
Lucky
it.
Charms.
Don't you dare.
Oh yeah, they
This is Joven just
Giant.
wanting to tell people that he voice acted in Smite.
terrible voice acting in that
Yeah,
game.
that's pretty rough.
Especially
great.
that one character voice pack.
I don't know. I think it's awesome.
Loki voice pack. Is that voice pack still available?
Yes, it is still available. The Loki Charms voice pack is still there.
It is still available, and you can pick it up right now. You just gotta get 5,000 Smite coins or whatever it is.
But the thing is, though, as the game grew and got older, they added more voice commands, but didn't have the ability to go back and get every voice actor. So there are some voice commands for my character that don't have my voice, but it's like almost a match, like a voice match.
No way.
But you
So it
can
was
very
somebody's
clearly tell it's not
job.
me.
It was some professional voice actor's job to go in there and match your voice.
Yeah. you know it's not
amazing.
my
That's
character.
Like, how do I do this not Irish accent?
Yeah,
I've never heard
'cause
something like this before.
Like, you're like, oh, they're in the right lane. And then you go for left lane. It's like, attack left lane, motherfucker. You're like, I don't think that was the same guy.
Cool. Okay, we're at the end of the first two rows.
Yeah, we could just call it.
you
I
wanna
don't know
call
if the fans want us to do. Yeah, I don't know if the fans want us to do another Bachelors, or we'll have other stuff to talk about. I think it was fun.
All right, thank you so much for watching here on YouTube. We have more categories for you over on the Patreon. Please check that out, link in the description. Or if you want to hear the full version of this episode, you could check that out on Spotify. Thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments what your selections for these categories would be, and let us know if you want to see more of these. All right, bye-bye.
This is also an ending for the podcast episode too. Like we can still use it, but there's podcast and Patreon users listening to this too. So thanks to them and goodbye to them as well.
If you're watching on Patreon, thank you so much for your support. If you're listening to us on Spotify, then also thank you for listening. And we hope you enjoyed us being in your ear holes.
If you're listening to us on Spotify, you bunch of freeloaders, go give us money on Patreon, you sons of jerks.
If you're listening to us on Spotify, you're one of 3 people listening to us on Spotify. Congratulations.
Thank you so much for watching this video here on YouTube. Remember, over here on the side, you see all the people supporting the channel on Patreon. You too can become one of those people by clicking the link down below and joining our Patreon. We just love that you're here watching the content. We hope you enjoyed it. Talk to you later.